Hi guys, welcome back to Anna Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at my entire reel-to-reel 4-track and a few 2-track collection, pre-recorded tapes. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Okay guys, a lot of you have asked to take a look at my reel-to-reel collection, the pre-recorded 4-track tapes, also the 2-track tapes. I have both. In any case, pre-recorded is the key word here. If you haven't seen my video on my master tapes, master tape copies, production copies, etc., take a look at the link here. Instead, if you want to know a little more on 4-track tapes, on what to look for, if you want to buy them, how to play them, some suggestions on the good quality recorders, take a look at this other link. Well, I made a dedicated video on that type of reel-to-reel machines and tapes. Okay, so as I said in the other video, I'm afraid this is going to be boring for those of you who don't care. In any case, you've asked for it, you're going to get it. And we're going to take a look at the different genres, everything. I practically put everything I have. Not that many in the end, I mean, compared to CDs and LPs. So let's start directly with, obviously, my favorites. I mean, rock, pop, folk, blues, the most, we could say, pop genres, okay? Then we'll move to classical, to jazz, and other stuff like that. Okay, let's start. I'm just going to go through them. I'm not going to pause too much, okay, guys? Because there are a few in the end. So, our first one, Gypsy Tramps and Thieves, The Way I Love. This is with Cher, and I love this, as you can imagine, this cover. She looks like a black witch. Fantastic. What else do we have here? This is going to be tricky now. Start putting a few here. I found once this very strange looking tape here. It's a double play by Ampex Vanguard Stereolab. Always look out for Vanguard tapes, okay guys? Because Vanguard really did fantastic recordings. Stereolab is a little lesser, we could say. There's more quality in the normal reference recordings, but even these are very good. And obviously, as you can imagine, this is an extra huge tape based on the different groups, folk singers that were there. Doc Watson in 1964, all 3 volumes of the concert. Tony Paxton, Fred McDowell, Theodore Bickel, I don't know, the Greenbrier brothers. I actually know only Doc Watson. I love him. Well, also Jose Feliciano, JOAN Baez, Pete Seeger, obviously, and many others. Cool. I got most of my reels, I must admit, on eBay. Because here in Italy, and I would say in Europe, it's very difficult to find them. Very difficult. But I started to buy them when things weren't so trendy. I mean, at least 15, 20 years ago. So I picked them up at a very good price, I must admit. Santana, Caravanserai. Fantastic. This is 4-track, unfortunately 3 3/4 inch per second. The best of the best, you know, if you're looking for pre-recorded 4 tracks, the best is 7.5 inch per second, okay? But they're going to cost more. So you have to decide. And usually, you have both editions for each album. If they did this, they also did the other one. And as you can imagine, the quality is very high. Here you can see Let It Bleed, Rolling Stones. These babies cost a lot, unfortunately. In fact, I got these at 3 3/4 because the 7.5 inch were just too expensive, unfortunately. What else? JOAN Baez in concert. Very nice. This is a... See, you can always look at it here. I think you can see it. 4-track, 7.5 inch. No, yes, 7.5 inch per second. Ooh, one of my favorites. Them Changes, Buddy Miles, right after the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Very cool. I also got this on vinyl. I like this a lot. This is 4-track, 7.5 IPS. Oh yes, baby. And as you can see, in most cases, you just have some tape. Not that much. You would expect much more tape at 7.5 inch. Instead, you just need like a centimeter and a half of tape, and you're there. Another great catch, great find. Super Session with Mike Bloomfield, Al Cooper, and Stephen Stills. If you don't know what this is, go and grab a copy, CD, vinyl, wherever it is. This is fantastic rock blues. Can't miss it out. A lot of these are very simple, like this here. There was probably a sticker label. It fell off, I think. So now this is quite big, actually. Again, this is, yes, 4-track and 7.5. I hope you're seeing all these details, because I have this new camera, so I'm not that sure what's going on. One of my top 3 in terms of sound quality. Led Zeppelin 3. Oh yes, mama. Fantastic sonics. Oh my. Oh my. This is 4-track, obviously, and 7.5. Let's see if this can go into focus. Can you see that? I hope so. If I do that, cover up my face? No? No way, Jose? Okay. I hope I am to focus. Yes. This is one of the best, absolutely. So you have to be careful when you handle them, because the tape slightly comes out. But this is the typical aspect with the half moon label. Okay. What else? Oh, Farewell Angelina, one of the Joan Baez's most famous, probably the most famous album of all time she did. Very, very nice. As we know, she was Anne Vanguard. So 4-track and 7.5 inch. Very nice. Okay, first group. Let's move on. Okay, here we have a compilation in quite bad shape, but there's so many great songs. It's the American Graffiti soundtrack, the George Lucas film, 1973. It's crammed filled with great songs, as you can see, I think. Very, very nice. I don't know. See, all the stuff of the 50s and early 60s. The Great Pretender, 16 Candles, Runaway, Surfing Safari, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. I mean, all the great classics of that time. Unfortunately, this is not in good condition, unfortunately. Then we have a great little one, which I did pay a little bit, but it was only volume 1. This is, somebody cannot recognize it, it's the White Album. Yes, I don't know why they made it this way for the tape version. And as you can see, it's just the White Album is called The Beatles. This is just volume 1. Nice condition. And this is 4-track and 7.5 inch per second. Okay, this is very strange. I found this once. 4-track, 3 3/4, nothing special. Jimi Hendrix. I was hoping better. Nothing amazing. I think it's a live session or a bootleg. I don't know. Nothing special. I love this one. The Shaft soundtrack. Very, very nice. Excellent. The drums. Ooh, mama. I put this here and there in a few videos because this is so good. The sound is excellent. 4 tracks and 7.5 inch per second. This was an excellent catch. This is volume 2 of Electric Ladyland of Jimi Hendrix. It's green instead of being red. I think the first volume is red, how it's supposed to be. And this is 7.5. Yep, 4 track. Let's see if it changes. Ooh, it has a golden label. Rock, I think they put less care in rock because when you start moving to jazz and classical, they just sound better. I don't know why. In any case, as I said, the Led Zeppelin, for example, or the Shaft one, fantastic. I was really lucky to find this album from Bonnie and Delaney. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Very, very nice. I think you can see it. This was sealed, and I didn't pay that much for it. It's an excellent, pristine condition, and the sound is perfect. I was lucky. I was afraid it was going to be moldy or something. Nope. It was perfect. Very nice. Okay, what else? Very nice. Bookends, Simon and Garfunkel. Again, 4-track, obviously, 7.5 inch per second. Very, very nice. I mean, owning this stuff is just different. A lot of times they write things here that you would find, for example, in a gatefold. Also some indications on the dubbing process. Sometimes you can find little labels with some indications how to take care. It is something special, and it did cost a lot in the past. They were about $14, $15 at that time. So, like, I don't know. I'll write down here. I will do the inflation calculation. Because I mentioned this in another video, and I said something crazy because Michael Fremer said so, like a car. No, that's wrong. I'm sorry. It's more like, I don't know, $200. In any case, I'm gonna write it right here. Okay, what else I have here? Cat Stevens. Well, now Yusuf. Coffee for the Tillerman. No. Teaser and the Firecat. Very similar. Again, 4-track, 7.5. Very nice. A&M. And they're just going to be a little more expensive if you're hunting only for rock, pop, folk, this stuff here, unfortunately. Nevertheless, the conditions of most of these are excellent. They're just perfect. They're going to be a little scuffed sometimes on the outside, but the tape is good. It's fantastic. Obviously, like I'm playing all my 4-tracks on this guy over here, as you probably know. But obviously, you have to take care of the tape because sometimes if your machine is a little too rough in rewinding or fast forwarding and stopping, it may break. So pay attention to that. This is one of my favorite, obviously, Abbey Road, the Beatles. Oh, yes, baby. 4-track and 7.5 inch per second. Very nice. Take a look inside. Yep. Unfortunately, every once in a while, it keeps coming out. The tape comes out, and we have to be careful. And Aqualung. Oh, yes, Jethro-Tull. Now in 7.5 inch per second. See, so they probably released first the 3 3/4, and then after a bit, also the 19 centimeters if you're in Europe. What can I say? Excellent, excellent. These are all coming from the original master tapes, probably working master tapes, something like that. So probably not the original and only master tape, but pretty close, just like a vinyl. I mean, normal vinyl records, they're not going to use the master. They're going to do a copy of that, and they're going to use that to do everything else. Okay, so let's go for this. Let's change now, actually. That's it for pop, rock, and things like that. Let's start with jazz now. Okay, let's start off with this. Ray Brown with a few other guys on Verve. Nice. This is a little broken. Unfortunately, I got this recently for cheap. Decent. Nothing special. I love these of Charlie Bird. If you don't know this artist, go and grab something, even on CD. I mean, he's one of my favorite guitarists of all time. He is focused on samba, bossa nova, Latin type of jazz, but he has that magical touch, even though he was American. Here you have some other indications, and this is that type the gray type. I think I found this in Italy for just a few euro. Sometimes you really get lucky, like even this one, Oscar Peterson, Sol Español. I got this absolutely for cheap. Because sometimes they put them online, even in European countries, for just a few euro because they put the wrong words in the ad on eBay and nobody is buying them. So you got to know what you're looking for sometimes. Yeah, there's a little cart. I don't want to take it out now. Again, these are 4-track and 7.5. Even the other ones I showed you. Another. This time on Colombia, Charlie Bird, Sketches of Brazil, with the music of Villa-Lobos. Very, very nice. Love this stuff. This is almost classical, we could say. Gets a Go-Go, Verve. These are all from the Creed Taylor phase. Here we start to go, you're going to find this one, Horn of Plenty by Al Hirt. A lot of them in different places. I mean, there are a few of these tapes that, I don't know, they were produced in so many copies and nobody is buying them. Like this one. I would skip it. Nothing special. Here we have The Sting. Love The Sting. Great movie and great soundtrack. Scott Joplin. Wow, when I started playing the piano, he was my hero. Again, 4-track, 7.5 inch. This has started to become bluish. I don't know why, unfortunately. Here you can see very different type of label. 1974. One of BAEZ, Quincy Jones. One More Time. Nothing special, I would say. We have Tony Bennett at the Carnegie Hall. Nice. This is 2 albums on one. It's very, very heavy. Columbia, 4-track. In fact, it says right here, 2 complete stereo albums, double-length tape. And here you have a ton of music, actually. Now, you can't feel the weight, obviously, but it's quite a lot. Back-to-back, Johnny Hodges and Duke Ellington. Very nice album, famous jazz album. Again, 7.5, 4-track. Excellent. This is very, very nice. Ella Fitzgerald sings Sweet Songs for Swingers. Again, 7.5. I'm sorry, guys. It's a boring video in most cases. Let's see if I can show you one of these cards. A lot of times they put this Ampix card because these were all dubbed on Ampix, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, well, fortunately, I wanted to say, on Ampix machines, since a lot of the masters were done like that. And in most cases, you would find these little cards that you would fill out, put your stuff in, and then send it back to have a catalog, for example, special deals, things like that. Okay, this was the first batch. Let's get the second, where we have some goodies. And I must admit that this is the right section. If you like jazz, these tapes, these 4-track and also the 2-track tapes, but they're much more costly, pricey, and difficult to find. But the 4-track, 7.5 inches per second, like this amazing piece. This is an excellent recording, just fantastic. A lot of times I'm always afraid that a live recording is not going to sound good. This sounds very good. Even the CD version they released recently, that wow. I mean, I just think it's great stuff. The Dave Brubeck Quartet at the Carnegie Hall. Also, this one is a double. We have some indications inside, like the gatefold. Wow, very, very nice. Again, these 2 complete stereo albums, double-length tape, probably means it's also thinner. 4-track, and this should be 7.5. I hope so. Yes, 7.5. What else? Sonny Rollins, Our Man in Jazz. And all these from the Living Stereo, as you can imagine, are very, very good. Excellent stuff, guys. Excellent stuff. Oh, I love this one. Shirley Scott, Queen of the Organ. And she was an excellent organ player, organist. I love her. Fantastic. There aren't that many albums from her, but was a live recording, 4-track, 7.5-inch, and I just deeply enjoy her. And this is a great album if you can find it on tape. What else? Ooh, one of my favorite, Bola Sete, at the Monterey Jazz Festival. Again, even the CD is very good. There's also some extra tracks. Terrible. Just stick with the original program. And this one is very good. Very good. I love it. 7.5 inch per second, 4-track. Good old 8-ball. Bola Sete. No, 7-ball. Fantastic. This is a special one. I think I already showed you this in another tape, another movie. Yeah, right, another video. Jazz Impressions of Japan, the Dave Brubeck Quartet, which was difficult to find on CD until just a few years ago. And now, finally, you can find it, and I also found it on vinyl. They recorded this while they were on tour, when they had that jazz feeling of Japan. And it does have that taste of Japanese instruments and songs. I mean, it's just something special, I think. Grab a copy if you don't. One of my best by Dave Brubeck. Another excellent recording, Mr. Guitar by Chet Atkins. Sometimes it has a different cover where there's his guitar on a seat with a hat on it. In any case, it's the same album. Fabulous. I actually have a lot of the original RCA albums, mono albums from him, or Living Stereo, a few. And they just sound amazing. When things were really done correctly, excellent choice of microphones, excellent recording, excellent mixing, mastering engineers. I mean, it's just perfect. You can't go wrong with this stuff. If you like the genre. I understand that a lot of people don't give a shit. Okay. Nice, very flashy here. Good old Louis Armstrong and the Dukes of Dixieland. This is audio fidelity, studio master tape. This should be, I mean, you can find a lot of these. I've seen this a lot of times. It's decent. I don't think it's audio fidelity, very, very special. No, it's very, very normal, I think, at least. See all this golden stuff and things like that. I think the Living Stereo is 10 times better. In any case, it's always good old Louis. Belafonte returns to Carnegie Hall. Nice. There's a lot of people with him. Odetta, Miriam Makeba, the Chad Mitchell Trio. It's nice. It's Living Stereo, 4-track, 7.5 inch. Can't go wrong. Then we have the Jazz Samba from Stan Getz and Charlie Bird. That Charlie Bird that we were discussing about before. All these are 7.5 inch. This is pretty bad, the condition. And you can see it's a little chopped up, unfortunately. And that's it for jazz in the 4-track section. Now let's go very quick in the classical section, because I'm sure a lot of you are less interested in this. In any case, I must admit that they're much, much cheap. The price is just very much lower than these other ones, unfortunately. Sometimes you can find these lots. Look also on eBay with the word lot or job lot. And you'll find these stacks, even of classical music, and they're not going to cost that much. Here we have a double, huge, almost probably the complete program of Lucia di Lammermoor of Donizetti on London. Fantastic stuff. I never listened to the whole thing. I mean, it's endless. I want to try and show you here. See, now when we start to go in the classical sector, we have also the huge booklet that goes together with it, with all the info. Two huge, perfectly preserved reels. Very nice. I mean, when you start collecting this stuff, the quality is very high. And when you start finding these little jewels, like Mercury Living Presence, things get even better. Like the Super Ouverture. All these Mercury recordings, very nice. William Boyce, 8 symphonies, the Zagreb solists, Vanguard, very nice. When you see Vanguard, you guys, you just can't go wrong. I have to cover my face, otherwise you're not going to see it. Can't see it. Darn it. In any case, it's Vanguard. When you see Vanguard, just get it. Otherwise, you'll sell it afterwards to someone else. Colombia. Afro Percussion. Olatunji. Zungo. Very nice. This is a classic from Conductor Rainer. Sherazade. Living Stereo. Again, fabulous. These are classic. I mean, also the Super Audio CDs are going for crazy prices now of all of these. The music from Franz Liszt, the Boston Pops. Again, RCA. Living Stereo. You're going to see a lot of this type of tapes. And these are usually the Vanguard recordings at a higher level that I was talking about before. Very, very nice. This is Gottschalk, music for piano, 7.5 inch. This, unfortunately, has Dolby. So be careful. If you don't have Dolby, you're not going to enjoy it. So always make sure when you start getting the later recordings, the later tapes, because see, it says Dolby right here. And I don't have Dolby on that one, in fact. You can still listen to it, but the equalization is not going to be correct. Another Mercury Living Presence, The Birds, Brazilian Impressions by Respighi, Antal Donati, the director, Wawa. I mean, these are huge classics. This is the Phase 4 stereo. This is starting to be later stuff. Nothing special. I like more the releases on vinyl of those. The Sonotape, also this one is all over the place. I don't know why. This Nutcracker thing, nothing special. Nothing special, I must admit. Samuel Barber, Vanguard, because Vanguard does mainly focus on American musicians. Great stuff. See, someone took the care to redo the label, to write down all the different timestamps. Here we have another Vanguard, Handel. Even this one, unfortunately, has Dolby. So look out for these blue ones. A lot of them have Dolby. Arthur Fiedler, American in Paris. All these, again, Living Stereo. Big hits by Prado. Here we have the Rigoletto highlights. Again, RCA. This is a famous one, Columbia, with Isaac Stern, the BRAHMS Violin Concert in D minor. Very famous, very sought after in vinyl and things like that. Borodin. Also this, I've seen this tape hundreds of times. They're good. They're good. Not all of them. Villa-Lobos, the Everest recordings come from 35mm tape. I hope you've seen that video because I'm very proud of that video. Take a look because that is a very cool topic, okay? Take a look at that video in this link. Then what we have here. Herbert von Karajan, finally a Deutsche Grammophon tape. Very nice. You don't find that many. At least I haven't found that many. I prefer other brands like the Mercury, like the Columbia. I think they're just better. In fact, here, Petrushka, very nice. All these 4-track, 7.5, very nice. Les Guerriers Parisiens, another reference recording with Arthur Fiedler, the Boston Pops. Even in this case, the Living Stereo Super Audio CD, fantastic. As for one of my favorites, the Van Cliburn Tchaikovsky Concert No. 1. Again, a classic, fabulous recording. What else? Again, 7.5 4-track. Brahms Hungarian Dances and the Slavonic Dances by Brahms and Dvorak, respectively. Nice. And then we finally can pass to our new section, the 2-track section. And in most cases, you're going to find something like this, where you're not going to see any indication, I think you can see it, of the tracks or the number, hence the number of heads. Because in most cases, sometimes you don't find anything, which means it's 2-track. Otherwise, you're going to find in line, or other times it's going to say stacked, which means 2-track, actually. And these are practically all 7.5 inch, or even sometimes more. You can also find, obviously, 15 inch per second, but in the pre-recorded area, it's very, very rare. Not these of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and things like that. This was Rossini Overture, but this is 4-track. I don't even remember this one. High Spirits. What is this stuff? Audio tape. Happy selection of sparkling classics. I don't even remember this. This must be a batch I got somewhere, and then I didn't even listen to them. 2-channel, La Belle France, Carmen Dragon, True Stereophonic Tape, Strauss. These are a little bit of testers, I think. Another of these sonotapes. I don't recommend these. I don't know why. They're always completely beat it up. Also, this is, you can find it a lot of times on eBay, plain vanilla. Nothing special. Now, try to find these. Try to get your mittens on these Vanguard recordings. The one with these strange geometric decorations. Vanguard tape recording for the connoisseur. Stereophonic, in this case, Beethoven. And these are incredible. I mean, I would give my hand probably to own one of the master tapes. These are 2-track, okay, guys? These are 7.5 inch 2-track, and the quality is mind-blowing. The same also for this one, I remember. Unfortunately, they're very beaten up. The Strings of the Philadelphia Orchestra with Eugene Ormandy. Very, very nice. Livingston, Master Tape Treasury. Bill Thompson in a Magic Mood. A lot of tape there. Oh, there you are. This one. I had this one in my mind. Well, this is already an excellent recording. The Zagreb solists with Antonio Ianigro for the Four Seasons of Vivaldi. And this recording of Vanguard is just breathtaking. Breathtaking. I have the CD. It sounds like crap. I put this on, and unfortunately, it keeps breaking because it's old. They probably used crummy tape. I don't know why. But it's just something on another level. This is a typical test tape. Bada boom. Nothing special. If they give it to you for a few bucks, take it. This is very verified stereophonic tape recording. This one's $8, actually. Rock and Roll Tomorrow, Buddy Morrow. Nothing special, but it's Mercury. You can't go wrong. Another, even see when it says stereophonic, stereo orthophonic tape recording, here you have another label on top. R2 Fiddler Hi-Fi, very nice. And as you can see, I think here it says in line, which means 2-track. And they cost more than the 4-tracks, unfortunately. Last ones. I'm going to show you Love is a Gentle Thing. Here we're going back a little bit to pop jazz with Harry Belafonte. This is inline heads, 7.5 inch per second. Belafonte Singers. Nice. Knuckles O'Toole. Nothing special. I have also seen this a lot of times. This is excellent. Eartha Kitt, St. Louis Blues. Very, very good. 2-track, 7 inch per second, RCA. Wow. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, guys, music is born analog. And please write down here below your favorite tapes. I'm interested, and I'm going to start hunting for them if you give me some good indications. Bye, guys. Well, guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.